All right, yeah, we should be good now. Wow, it's really dark. What? Is it internet whale? Oh, word.
You calling them fat?
Okay, so the question is going to be, will the thing that says like the most recent subscriber update on the screen? That's like a piece of software that's a little goofy. And I'm hoping that it is behaving better. I'm hoping it does automatically update. Okay, so we're going to get into what's dark. Gotta go that way. There we go. So we're going to get into Ayutthaya is going to be what we're going to be doing today.
Mm.
And
oh yeah, I gotta turn on the thing where I stop stuff.
to control the...
Yeah. So fruit box and...
Yeah, but it's not probably going to work yet because my computer's off.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we are going to be doing Ayutthaya, which was the first place that we jumped after Bangkok.
I kind of see this, like, I don't particularly remember when we were in Costa Rica, like, going to the cheap hotels and looking at the rooms and assessing the rooms, but I feel like this was the first time that I remember going and looking at a room and, like, not having a hotel planned before you went there. Like, you had to get there, and then you had to find a hotel, and you knew that you were going to be spending an hour of time, maybe more, looking for a hotel.
What do you remember about that process?
I don't know if I'm in the right city mentally, and that's why we're watching these videos, but mentally what I remember is this. We went to a hotel room, and they showed us the room. The room was fine. We weren't particularly happy with it, but it was all good. Like, I think we gave them the money or didn't give them the money. I'm not sure.
We did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would say.
We went and we ate dinner. When we came back, the room was full of bugs. And we just were like, well, we can't fucking sleep in this. And this, I think, might have been my first seeing your level of fuck thatness, because I think that you were the catalyst that this wasn't going to happen, that we were leaving. That's my memory of the situation. And we left and we went to another hotel. Oh my God. And it was a very weird experience in trying to get into that hotel because it was late.
Yeah.
But we did manage getting into that hotel, and I'm really glad we did, because that hotel was above and beyond a better experience than it would have been at the other place.
Do you remember any specifics about that hotel?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, I think that comes up in the video.
Yeah, we'll let the video do that. But
you have a pretty sharp memory of this. I'm surprised by that.
But I also, the little restaurant where you could go and eat has a...
Like, at that hotel? Yeah.
It has a space...
It's on a river or something.
Yeah, it has a space in my mind of familiarity and also, like, comfort. And whenever I see, like, a riverside place, like a restaurant, that's what I'm looking for. I want it to be a little bit ghetto. I want the food to be cheap. I want the food to be... tolerable to, wow, that was kind of nice. And I just want it to be peaceful with some interesting, like, river crap happening. I definitely want to see a tugboat.
Oh, yeah. I
remember
the tugboats. Yeah, I remember that.
So, and I wonder if this was, like, my first time to kind of see all these things, that it really did lock in. But yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to paint all of that. We don't need to watch the video.
So Ayutthaya is, in my memory, the historical capital of Thailand, and it had been like a lot of like battles had happened in that area and stuff. Like other countries had invaded in like 1200s or like further back. I don't know really. I don't remember exactly all the details, but because it was this old capital, it's got a lot of structures and stuff that are like super old that are from that, and we'll see that in the video, of course. And the only other thing, every time somebody asks me or Ayutthaya comes up in a conversation, I'm just like, packs of dogs. And like there's at nighttime there's just like packs of dogs roaming the streets, and it's like legitimately dangerous. It's really
we recently talked
strange.
to somebody who had been there,
and
they had a similar feeling. And
so let's hop over to the thing. Sometimes extremely traumatic experience gets blocked from our memory or stored, but nothing traumatic happened. Like there was
perhaps they're talking about when Mangala got called fat. That might be the situation.
We all remember that though.
Mangala doesn't.
Who?
It was
Where?
dramatic.
So I noticed in the last time we did this, the audio is, the microphone is picking up the speakers, so it's like causing this little echo. And
you wanted me to like make something?
Yeah, maybe we could build something that's behind
are
there.
Are we doing it right now?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay.
But getting headphones wound into this mess is more complex than one would expect. Let's put it that way.
It's fine, Lingua. What you need to do is just really, really affect people, and you never need to apologize because nobody remembers what happened. That sounds like how a lot of crimes are maybe happening.
No, it's doing this thing again. Why is this torture happening to me?
Go time out yourself. Smart.
We are having a slight technical issue. Do you see it?
Oh, I see it.
Don't lose cool.
Oh, so I can ask some interesting questions while Eric is away. What's something that is a rule in your apartment or house? House or apartment rules, please. Mine is that if you open the yogurt, here in Japan, they have like a plastic takeoff top, and then they also have the film that's on the top of it. And you take off the film, and then you would contain it with the plastic top. I insist that you remove the film all the way and throw it away. That film, that additional floppy film, is really not doing anything for anyone other than annoying the shit out of me. The weight of the annoyance is so much more than any benefit that broken ass seal is doing anymore. I have explained this like to multiple people now, so I feel like I've really nailed explaining.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I don't know why anybody would leave it on and not take it off.
Some people feel like it helps seal it a little bit better.
Stop selling the extra plastic caps, and you got to write them a letter if you want one. You got to write a letter.
Extra plastic caps.
And my rules are theirs. Okay.
That's an interesting point because I had to sit there and think about there are rules that are Eric rules, some of which I abide by but don't agree with. Some of which I agree with.
Sitting to pee?
No. I'm always trying to relax. But those are Eric rules. They originate from you, so I had to kind of like step back and like look at what was a Katie rule, and maybe even something that you don't particularly think about or care about, which I think is that film.
All lids, the yogurt lids need to be cleaned off completely before removal. I mean, you got to lick all the yogurt off the yogurt lid. You don't want to be an animal. I tell my guests to put the toilet seat down. You put the toilet seat down before flushing. Yeah. Like that's a huge thing. Like put your seat down before the flush.
Because the flush is just the sprinkler of urine inside the house. Yeah. Just get the container with the film and they assume Reuse the cap. What people are calling it a cap? It's a lid. Lid and cap are the same thing.
You're talking about that.
Go get the tub. Go get the tub.
Do we have one?
Yeah.
But it's has it already been opened?
The film's not there, but the other part of it, which is what we're having trouble with, is there.
I don't know how you're going to show what you mean with
needs to be licked. You got to reopen the seat to see if it floated back up. Ew, guys, get better poops. What are these vicious poops? Okay, all right. You got some water on your seat because we're not closing the refrigerator appropriately. Because we're like, that's come from. Okay, so we've got the yogurt. It comes like this. This is what you see at the store. We have the plastic top. That's just a topper. It's right here. Then normally inside there would be a plastic film that is completely sealed. So like if you tilted it over in your grocery bag, nothing's coming out. That gets removed, thrown away in this household.
Licked clean.
Licked clean.
Do you lick it?
Yeah. We have assessed that I lick practically anything that might taste good. And then that's the way that lives, because there's just no sense to the fact that like you're not gonna reseal it perfectly. And I talked to a person who said that they like to keep that plastic around, and I was like, well, we cannot date. I will not abide by that. That is offensive.
Flushed my yogurt toilet seat. Tastes funny after licking. All right. I think we can get into this.
It took me a long time to understand that.
I think we can get into this here. I gotta log into the thing, and I think this button should give you guys an us and a black box.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
And
I gotta think of other rules that I have. I think that's a really good out of left field rule. Who's over there micromanaging the yogurt? I am.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, we got to figure out something with the audio, but we'll just roll.
These topiaries are their trees here. They get really excited about topiaries. Okay, pause it. We can already pause.
You got to connect your button thing.
Oh, yeah. Connect. Reconnect. I'm in. Okay. So this story actually goes back a little bit. This video is shot for a particular person. Her name is April, and I worked with her back in college. And I got a telephone call. I worked at a like scrapbooking store. If you don't know what scrapbooking is, it's like Karens get real interested in their kids.
It's like people.
And they take pictures and they make little craft projects on little 12 by 12 pieces of paper and show like events of people's lives. So it's like baby books, but like on crack. And this was an entire store that was dedicated to that. And I worked there for quite a long time. And I got a telephone call one day. And the lady on the other end, she kind of didn't know what she was talking about. She was like, I don't even know how the conversation started, but it got to the point where she's like, it's in a container. And I said, okay, it's in a container, all right. And she's like, there's 3 balls to a container. And I was like, 3 balls to a container? What are we even talking about? Like, and I'm just talking to her real normal like I do. So she's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, we have a lot of like random container things here, but I don't know what we're talking about. It turned out that this lady was talking about topiaries. She wanted a plant that looks like these. Topiaries are like a plant that has been poodled, where it has a poof of leaves and then a poof of leaves and then a poof of leaves. And she called a scrapbook store, and we went on the roller coaster ride of that conversation. And April came back to the office from her lunch, and I explained this telephone call to her, and I'm shooting this for her. And upstairs I have a frame that April gave to me that has little topiaries on top of it and a picture of us. So this is definitely an inside joke.
There's actually quite a few like little inside jokes in
the topiaries.
No, in the Around the World trip series.
Oh, no doubt.
Like we shot a lot of videos that are just like inside jokes for friends or whatever, because I mean that's kind of what
video is much louder than you guys.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Hold on a second. That's surprising that it's much louder, but I'll pull it back a bit and now tell me if it's too quiet once it plays. Too many things, guys. Too much stuff. I have one
button.
In Ayutthaya. Oh, I almost fell in a fucking gigantic hole. Look at this shit. So we stopped at a park, and they're playing a game. We're not sure exactly what it is, but it kind of seems like cornhole to me. And basically, there's a little red ball down here on the ground. I'm gonna move over here so you can see it. There's a little red ball, and what these guys are trying to do is get their ball closest to the red ball. And see, they're trying to hit the balls that are close, kind of like horseshoes meets shuffleboard. It's really, really cool and very interesting to watch. Some people are good at it. Like those two balls right there, they can slam into those. Like, oh, it's awesome. But
I got it. So this is that thing. Bokeh or whatever. I don't know how to say this. And but yeah. This, we'd never seen it before. Apparently it's pretty, like, it's a French thing. Like it's common in France, maybe other parts of Europe. And it is absolutely something I want to do here.
You still talk about it to this day. Like whenever we see like a
balls.
Field like that looks like it might be advantageous for this, or like,
is it Italian? Okay,
or
cool.
if there's like a group of people of a certain age at a park, I know you're already thinking about it.
Don't you want to do this? Does it look fun?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely in.
We just don't have any friends.
We totally have friends. Just invite all my Foursquare people and they'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll do this.
Foursquare is fun too.
But yeah, they invited Eric to play. I don't...
how's the volume now, guys?
No, he did a very good job. But we're learning how it's played, whether there's teams.
I did poorly.
What did I say?
I did poorly.
Alright, so after a couple of minutes of trying to figure out if I can have water, I think I kind of figured out that I can. And they've got tops like this. It's not a bottle opener top. I've never seen this before.
This is what it looks like before somebody...
Yeah, I mean, it's just down like that. So let's see how this works.
This is super duper like what it looks like to eat at places in Thailand. Like this is where local people just go and chill and eat, like these big open food halls with these like little plastic chairs. To the point of where we had a Thai place that was near us where we used to live, and we went inside and they had the same chairs, like they had imported the chairs, and I was like, whoa, it's just like being in Thailand, the little plastic chairs.
If you came home and I had set this up over there where we had the Thai seating, would you be offended?
I don't think we'd be offended. It'd be all right.
Well, not offended, but would you be like, it's not really the table seating I was looking for, but if you give me some spicy noodles now, I'll be happy.
Weird.
That's interesting. Why is that interesting to us? Look, hold on. Oh no, that's not what this says. This says a twist off top, but some of the
yeah, we don't have any.
Some of them in Japan have that too. It's like totally normal to me. I see things that now that we were like, wow, this is interesting. I'm like, that's not interesting. Why did we film that? And it makes me wonder what we're not filming that people outside of our like immediate world would find interesting. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
this is an eye into that too.
It's really hard to tell sometimes. Like when I do things here, I'm like, okay, this is normal stuff. But like just people who don't spend a lot of time in Japan, it might be super interesting. Like, I have a hard time with that now.
I like that.
Hey, Sporty Chris, thank you for the sub.
I also like this guy.
That's my boy! I totally thought about getting him as a tattoo.
This is what we're eating at.
That went by like super fast. How do I back up? I gotta...
You had like a keystroke, I think, that would go back.
Oh, I have to be on that computer. That's the problem. Did we already? Okay. Hold
Yeah.
on. I'll try to pause it.
Weird.
Move the mouse, Busta.
I like that.
Oh, look at him.
It's like grabbing, like.
Yeah, we used to pretend that he was trying to get a boob.
Oh, is that what we did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, he's
I'm
pretty
gonna
cool.
get, look at his intensity. Yeah, he's amazing.
I also like this guy. He's a guardian lion.
This is what we're eating at. Just
Yeah, like every city in Thailand, you'll see stuff like this.
standard, right by the street.
That looks like heaven.
Yeah.
Pronounce it.
Why don't you tell them where
Pronounce
we are?
it. You gotta tell me first.
Ayutthaya.
Ayutthaya.
Well, that still continues.
These are pretty much the coolest Christmas lights ever. If you look further down the road,
It was like November, maybe?
that effect, where it just looks like tinsel is falling. I'm not really sure why these are up on this street, but they look really cool. Kind of seems like maybe there could be tube lights that are up there, that the lights are just moving down, or a stream of little lights, but yeah, it looks really, really cool. Would you try this at home? The part for the train is down, and people are just going straight across it on their motorcycles, like, whatever. There he goes. I'm not really sure where. Hold on.
Yeah, like the train is gonna come.
He's probably gonna make me walk it. He's making me walk it, Mom. That's a train. It's way down there. Jesus. Making people wait like a day and a half. Alright. Really wasn't worrisome. Alright, so I just walked to.
What's going on in the corner?
I wrote Katie and the Naked Guy.
Oh. Well, I'm actually wondering, like, what's all that stuff? We have, like, a lot of flowers.
bag
That
and
seems
probably
really strange.
It's probably plastic flowers or something from the room.
Oh, okay,
You know how
yeah.
they just put stuff there.
I like that I just assumed all rooms are barren.
The shower in the place that we're staying. And apparently here they have where they have the light switches on the outsides of the room.
How do you feel about the color of this light that's in here?
Gross.
But does it feel like, yeah, okay, that's familiar? Like that weird greeny, like horrible, you spent $3 tonight to stay in this room light.
So there are 2 showers. You can go into this one, and I'm planning on going into that one. So I wanted to turn on the light. In between there's box 1 and box 2 with all these lights on it. You don't know whether box 1 goes to this room or box 2 goes to this room. So I flipped the first switch and it did turn on the fan in that room. And I was like, alright, I know that's the fan. And then I turned on the other one. Nothing happened. So I'm like, there's no light. So I go down to the next panel, maybe that's got a light, I don't know. I flip the first one, nothing happened. So I'm like, alright, none of this is doing anything. And then I noticed that the light in the bathroom started strobing. I don't know what made it strobe because I've touched so many things at this point. So I go in and I'm like, can I take a shower in a strobe light? And I decided that I couldn't. And I came out to get my headlamp in our bathroom. As I'm coming out, I noticed the naked guy to my left. And I'm like, oh man. So I keep walking, he goes, you turned the light off on me. And I was like, I'm sorry. And then I came to my room. Naked guy. He was selfie. Sorry, naked guy.
We did see Naked Guy later on.
Yeah, we did. I think
Yeah.
we actually talked to him. What I'm curious about is this guy was just naked and just came out. And like the area that entered into the room was like the common area.
It was like, I remember there was a hallway that went down to it. Then you turn to the right and the showers are against this wall. There's no really like big area over here. It's more open, but there's no like seating for anybody to be sitting
But
there.
why didn't he just put his towel over his junk or something when he came out? He just came out of this room into the
was
public
dark.
area naked.
Find your towel. He found the door because there's probably a light down.
Did he hand up like?
I didn't look down. I just knew he was naked. I have a rule that.
What is the rule?
The rule is I don't look down. Like that's.
Okay.
I don't.
I'll be getting a look, my friend. You gotta size everybody up just in case. You gotta know
Do I?
where everybody stands.
What comparison was I making with him and anyone?
I don't know. I mean, you just gotta know.
Just like, I don't think this guy wants me to look down, so I'm not gonna look down.
It's data collection.
Man.
So this might have been the first time we borrowed bikes on the entire
I remember them
trip.
being shitty.
I don't remember these bikes specifically, to be honest. Yeah, we seem to be doing okay.
That's tricky with one hand going up a hill.
This might be the first time I ever saw you ride a bike.
That may be very true.
For me.
That seat is not appropriately seated for me.
No.
It's too low.
Was this our
I've learned a lot.
stop?
I think so.
Katie.
I think so. I said it a couple times.
This looks dangerous.
Sus.
Hi guys.
What was that whole thing?
These are the ruins in Ayutthaya. This is Racha Bruna, and I'm probably pronouncing that yet again terribly wrong. That's okay. And once again, you can climb it. So that's what we're going to do. So we have climbed to the first layer, and now we're climbing to the second layer. That pole is very hot, everyone. It's very hot. It's been in the sun. Is it cool?
Looks windy.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what I said. This is like some like Indiana Jones shit, man.
You might have said that while we were there, but I looked down and I'm still like, what the? I don't know about this.
Go to the core of it.
It's cool.
Prepared to be swept.
So there's a lot of these types of buildings like sprinkled around the town.
I think I know what I'm about to say.
What?
Swallowed into the bowels of hell. These
Prepare to be swallowed.
Oh, there he goes to the alcove.
Some Indiana Jones shit right there.
You don't have any catchphrases at all.
Oh, what do you mean? I got like 3 of them. I just said one of them.
Hold on. You only have catchphrases.
That's right.
That's what I meant.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had drip back then. Did you see that?
I used to have the idea of like making a doll of everyone that I knew and putting their current catchphrases in so that I could just pull the cord. Yeah, yours maybe at that time was some Indiana Jones shit. Hopefully I can bring this in and we can use this hand gesture as.
This is fucking terrifying.
I don't know if it's supposed to be down here or not.
It's cool.
Oh, not scary at all.
Camera doesn't know what to do.
May have to do some research on it.
It's like plastic on the walls, if I remember, so people can't vandalize it. Yeah.
I don't remember this like personally at all.
Alright, let's get out of here.
I don't remember what those were for. What they did with them.
There are a lot of Buddhist.
Oh, this isn't a contest. This catchphrase thing isn't a contest. It's a celebration. I want to put that out there.
Statues with no heads and just random body parts.
I think it's from when the Burmese invaded
Yeah, you're right.
and destroyed the city.
And they basically destroyed the city and all the religious statues, and it's kind of a graphic scene.
So Ukraine's gonna have one of these? Like that's what I've been thinking lately. Like that
I mean,
What-
I think
what
I
does-
think Ukraine is going to end up looking more like what we saw in Croatia, like than that. I mean, this is like these ancient ruins don't have such a modern connection, but like stuff that you
Well-
saw in like Vukovar and stuff is going to be more of what's.
Definitely. But I never thought. It sounds really. Just gonna sound really stupid, but I never thought I'd see something like what we're seeing there. And I have already seen this. Like
Yeah.
you see stuff that's happening in other parts of the world, but for some reason, I think more about like how do you come back from that, looking at this with a clearer lens.
I don't really understand what you mean.
This isn't the trajectory we should be on, so let's keep going. Sorry.
Oh man, I'm a bad bicycler. All right. So
Bicycler or
we
word?
bicycle down this
Cyclist.
little area that we honestly don't
This was nice. I remember this.
There's a lot down here, so I guess that's okay. All right, so we just turned on a road. I really have no idea where Eric
I
just
think
went.
I know what's gonna happen.
Trying to bike ride and make a video at the same time is complicated. But you've probably figured out why I'm videotaping. There's an elephant walking down the road. That's pretty epic. You got elephants on your streets? We do. The largest golden Buddha was really hard to find, but the largest bronze one, very easy to find. It is 17 meters tall. They say you're allowed to walk on it. I have a feeling that
It doesn't look like I should be doing that.
No, I can't believe you're doing that. That's some Indiana Jones shit right there.
anything for a good photo. So we went up to a stand over there and they showed like a list of delicious things like Oreos and bananas and strawberries and flan. And it looked like they were gonna wrap it up in a crepe. And it looked like it was cooked. And it looked like a lot of things, but right now
I just recently
it said
talked to someone about this.
if
in
there
one of
are
my classes.
strawberries, bananas, some sort of ice cream, and it's in kind of like a uncooked crepe type thing.
It's great.
So
It is a little doughier, I think, than.
see how this goes.
And chocolate sauce, obviously.
In chocolate sauce, yeah.
That was the whole food review.
Oh, here's my
Oh, yeah, yeah.
spot.
This is exactly what you were talking about earlier.
This is where we're sitting. This is the little restaurant deck for the guest house, and it's right on the river.
Yeah, that's nostalgic.
Yes.
And this boat.
Goreng.
I remember, so we were on, the side of the river we were on isn't where all of the city and stuff, all the old stuff, the sightseeing stuff is. It's on the opposite side of the river that you can see from here. And you had to pay like, I don't know, 10 cents or
Nothing.
something, yeah, to take a little ferry boat to go over so you didn't have to walk all the way up to a bridge. And if I remember, I think all of Ayutthaya, the city itself, is surrounded by a river system. Like it's like a moat or something. I think it goes all the way around.
Oh, I have no idea.
But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But I just remember, you're right. The scene is great.
There's two little boats that they go back and forth across the river, so it's like a little river ferry. This guy charges 4 baht. He takes you a little bit closer up towards the town on the river. And the one down over there a little bit, it's kind of hard to see right there. He charges 3 baht and takes you directly across over to this pier. This pier is the thing with the tires hanging on it. And here you go, now that boat's leaving. And we noticed yesterday that one was sinking a little bit. It was full of water. We're now getting on that ferry that was 4 baht that I showed you, took you a little further up in the city. This is where you have to walk over to get to it. And sure.
I'm about to get on a boat.
5 minutes before he's gonna leave. That's okay. And here we go. This is the boat, the Majestic Voyager. You can see the engine is just kind of like loosely on it.
Yo, I love all these like developing world public transportation things. They're so cool. Every time we go and we get to look at this stuff, I'm just like, yes.
Open, don't.
No problem, Jiggly. Crop up. We'll have the VOD up on YouTube. It'll be on Twitch immediately, but if you want to watch it on YouTube on our other channel, it'll be up probably about 24 hours.
Trip and fall into that. That'll mess your day up. Then he just sits back there and it doesn't look like it's sinking today. So that's it.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah, we have to pay for that app, so it stops doing that. It's not worth not.
Oh, I gotta click that. Click it. Okay. But the answer to did people find filming strange at the time? I think they did. And I think that it was very strong to us that we were doing something abnormal. I remember maybe months after this telling myself, no. Even when we were in Japan and maybe when we got to like 10,000 people, I started to feel like people want to see this. So I shouldn't be nervous or I shouldn't be worried. Like, people want to see this. I had to kind of coax myself out of that weirdness. So this entire trip was like every time or whenever we were in a group and I put the camera on myself, I kind of just felt like a weirdo.
Yeah, I think that one thing that makes it easier now is that the screen on the camera faces me instead of facing... Like, if you hold up a camera and they can see the screen on the back of it and you can't see it, it's weird because they stare right at the screen. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, something about that makes me feel like a little bit like strange. But yeah, you can kind of tell, like, I'm still kind of like this. I don't like filming people that don't like that haven't signed up to be on camera or whatever. So you can kind of tell how I just kind of walked past him and didn't point at him. I was already doing that. Maybe that's a bad habit at this point. Maybe everybody just wants to be, social media famous star.
Mm-hmm. We're going to help him with that.
Improvement over yesterday that we saw. And this is the other guy. The other guy that runs it only has one leg, and he hops back and forth, tie it to the pier. We were sitting up there.
Oh yeah, there's a restaurant.
We walk across this bridge.
Ban Argon.
Because we came back.
What?
The hotel was called Ban Argon.
You could look it up and say there again. Maybe Naked Guy's still there.
We suspect too late for the ferries, but it might have just been that we couldn't find the ferries because we're kind of dumb.
Katie.
That's how much it's rained. Oh.
She was sweeping.
the water.
Yeah, they sweep rain in Thailand like all the time.
In the last couple of minutes, we've been sitting in here.
Whoa.
That's under the roof. Well, it's a steady good drip though. It's still raining.
Just gotta deal with it flooding.
This lady is like, give me some of this water sweeping done.
Normally there's not this much going on here on this river. There's a little bit of...
If you wanted to stay at that hotel, standard with shared bathroom, which is what we probably did.
Yeah.
It's
like
probably $18.
Yeah,
$18.
something like that.
I have to go pee, so yeah. Give me a sec. Entertain people.
What do I do?
Tell them about your house rules other than
My house rules? Mm-hmm. No chicks. Man, this is awkward now. It's just me. So, hi. Let's see, my house rules. Of course, like in Japan, this has been my rule. Actually, I had this house rule well before. When I was in high school, I had people take off their shoes before coming in my room, even though going in the rest of the house with shoes was okay. So I had like a no shoes rule in my room in high school, and that led into any houses I've ever lived in. So that's just like been like a thing I've always done, which is a little abnormal, I guess, in America. And then of course here there's Genkan and everything, so it's nice. If you're a guy and you come to our house, we make a request for everybody to sit down to use the toilet, just so that there's not like pee on the floor and stuff, because even the man with the best aim has splash out, you know what I'm saying? So we try, and that's kind of a rule that I don't personally enforce, but it's a request. I talk about like the TP over, but Katie does it like just whatever. She doesn't care.
I just put it in there. I've
it's
been
craziness.
better.
It's craziness.
I do care. I'm just sometimes
upside
distracted.
down. Do we have separate socks and slippers for the bathroom as well? No, we don't even have that now. Because I feel like if everybody is sitting down and using the toilet, you really don't need separate seating, like separate shoes. You know what I mean? The floors are clean if everybody sits.
It's hard to use your phone while standing to pee.
It's not hard. It's dangerous. Sometimes I see guys at urinals in real life just like
doing both.
Using their phone at the urinal. And I'm just like, what are you doing? You can't not use your phone for 40 seconds or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Now I'm trying to think like what's the weirdest, like I've definitely committed to using my phone during something that I totally shouldn't have. Ooh, I did it in class like a couple months ago. And yeah, I got called out hardcore.
Really?
Yeah.
Did a teacher call you out?
Kind of.
Oh, dag.
It was, I don't know if they were calling me out about the phone, but I got stuck in a moment because I wasn't paying attention.
I wash my hands religiously. Some of us don't. Let's get back into it.
You know, a little bit of stuff going on back and forth, but right now we've got 2 barges.
Both hands on the hips. Both hands on the hips. Just like hose flapping, like just going at it is. That's dangerous if you got some pressure. Wait, where were we?
Just passing each other and both river ferries going back and forth. These barges over here.
Yeah.
4 tugboats bowling them.
That's cool.
And it'll be like, right now it looks like it's only 3 barges, but we've seen up to 5. And they're these huge flat, I mean exactly what you're thinking, a huge flat barge. And we think, and it's completely a guess, these things run constantly. They're always going, like once an hour one goes by. But we think that
There was
they're
trash.
hauling, trash from Bangkok up the river here to some point not too far north from here, because in about 20 or 30 minutes, the tugboats will come back without the barges in tow. Each barge has got a family living on it, and they basically clean it and take care of the barge and so forth. You'll see them like outside cooking and doing laundry when it goes by. There's these little docks over here. Some of the kids from the region will jump off of these docks and float all the way down the river, down to this bridge. It's way down there. And then they'll jump on the barge and ride the barge back up the river. And it's just something that they do for recreation, and probably because it gets really hot here and the water probably feels great.
That whole thing is amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that's great.
I didn't remember all the context
that's
there.
Really cool.
And this is our view from the same deck that I showed you a couple times earlier at night. Just thought I'd include it. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but that was some lightning. It's kind of, it's pretty nice actually to sit out here. We've been sitting out here quite a bit, every night I guess, that we've been here. And tomorrow we're leaving and we're going to head to a different part of Thailand. We're going to go towards the west. So we're going to be kind of towards Burma a little bit. And there's supposed to be some really nice national parks that we are going to check out. So getting further and further away from city life is kind of something we're looking forward to. You know, I think I'm going to stand up and just show you the guest house.
Ooh.
And
It's the
we're
first
staying in.
tour.
No, we probably showed a little bit of, because we showed like my parents' house in Costa Rica. That would have been the first like tour.
So they've got this like, open deck. And
We didn't go in the room or anything like that.
closed.
I count this as
And you
the
can
room.
put them up on this rack to dry, and like in the daytime it gets so hot they dry like instantaneously. They've got a kitchen here that they'll make some food for, and they've got a shrine.
Did you see that little shrine? I'm gonna talk about it. Those are in like certain corners, like on the that'd be like the southwest or something like that. Like there's like something about that. I think it's a Thailand thing. I know it's in Japan sometimes too.
It is pretty typical of just about everything in Thailand. Has these shrines. Normally they're in the northeast corner. This is
Why do I remember these things like 2 seconds? I swear I didn't watch this video like this morning.
This is the southwest corner. So they're failing on that, but whatever. I guess it's not a rule. And the entryway, lights, yada yada.
Ethan, the answer is yes.
Come on in.
But I would just go to this hotel here because I know what to expect and that I can sit on that little balcony.
I don't know if we'd shell out hard for things. It really would depend on where we're traveling, the type of travel we're doing, and like what's available at the lower end. Because some places like the lower end is like really, really bad. And then some places the lower end is like kind of fine. So it would kind of depend on where we were at.
And the people who own the place live in there. And this is the
internet.
Where the internet is very slow.
What the fuck is the internet?
When you come in through this garage.
Yeah, pause.
This is why it was so hard to figure out how to get into this place.
But I guess you might explain. If you don't, then I'll explain.
And the garage looks like this on the outside. Literally a garage. And then there's a road down there, and if we wanted to get to the ferry, you just walk down there and turn left, and it's like 10 yards. It's really, really close.
Okay, pause. You're not talking about it.
We never in the video discussed that we literally tried to stay at another place, like you had mentioned, and the people were drinking. And the reason that we stayed there is because we were ignorant. And when we walked past them, they were like, "Hey, come, you can stay with us, blah, blah, blah." And we were like, "Okay." And then that's when we realized if somebody says, "Come and do the thing," the answer is always 100% of the time, no. Like, you know what I mean?
Unless for some reason they're the only thing you can find.
So then, like, we went to stay. I remember we paid them. And then we just walked out without our money. Because, like, our room was covered with like thousands of bugs when we came back from going to get dinner or whatever it was we did. This was the very, very first night that we had left Bangkok or whatever. So then that's how we ended up at this place. We had to find this place at night, and I remember being really frustrating.
Yeah. So it was hard to find at night, and then we finally did find it. And I remember just sitting there knocking on the door, waiting for someone to come, and waiting on the garage door.
It was late. It was like 10 o'clock or something.
Yeah, it was like 10 o'clock, and I was like, okay, so we're not going to have somewhere to sleep tonight. And at some point after extensive knocking, someone finally came out. But, yeah. It
was a complex series of events.
And so that was the entryway. And these are rooms that people can rent. We're up on the second floor, and I'll take it up there in a second here.
That guy looked like a zombie, kind of scary. I can remember the floor, these big ass stairs.
And this goes up here.
Steep.
And there are 2 bathrooms. Actually a flushing toilet that can sit on.
This is the stroby one.
Nice.
Oh, so the shower's in here too.
It's an amenity here. And this is a shower. This shower is cold only. The one next to it has got a hot water heater.
Water heater.
And you can see the plumbing is a little bit rigged. But it's definitely functional, and it's actually a pretty nice shower. And I'll show you. Katie said that.
Pause. It's actually a pretty nice shower.
I mean, it was clean.
Yeah, true.
She shut that light off on another guy. This is what confused her. This one goes to the left. This one goes to the right. But when you turn the one on the left on, it takes like 30 seconds for the light to flick on. So she was flicking it back and forth and flicking the other one. It was all confusing. And
I like the clock went off in that shot. Very well timed.
It's really weird, like, when you look at these buildings. I always find this, like, disconnecting in a way where, like, all these really thick, nice wood doors and some of the walls are really nice. And then you go in the toilet area and they've just got, like, PVC pipe, like, bolted to the wall. It's a weird, like...
And you're talking about like some of these items that feel really industrial and or not industrial, but like thicker, well made, and I always feel like the walls are thin as fuck.
Yeah.
I always feel like
you can hear somebody
you can
breathing.
hear people. If you knocked too hard on it, it would break.
And this is our door. And bear with me on the video while I open this. Give it a second for the light. And this is what we're working with. It's a little messy because they don't clean your room by the day by any bound or leap. They definitely just leave it alone, and it's your own deal to deal with. And this is nice though because it's got air conditioning and it's got electricity. A TV that, I mean, who cares? It's a TV. And our air conditioner has got a remote control.
Wow.
I'm actually gonna crank it.
That actually looks really familiar. Go back.
Oh, the aircon unit?
Yeah.
It just looks like
I
all
know.
of them.
Yeah, I did think it's just it's the font.
But that's about it. And there's a fan. And that about covers where we're staying. If you're curious, it is 300 baht a night. So it's like
What was it?
a night to stay here. So that's
What'd you say?
a night to stay here. So it's like $9.
$9.
Wow, they've
gone up a
doubled
lot.
their price.
I mean, it's been 12 years or whatever, however, 11 years. So it kind of makes sense. I mean, it could just be the standard rate of inflation at that point.
Night to stay here.
And that's also being able to book it online. And
Yeah, maybe
a lot
when you
of
just walk in, it's a
convenience.
little cheaper.
It's pretty nice. A little amendment to the video that we
gotta pay
made last
fees.
night. And just wanted to show you what the view out the top story was. It's kind of neat.
I think we had breakfast up here one day. I remember sitting there.
Again, down there is where we eat, and she's actually cleaning up our dishes at the moment. We're gonna be checking out in just a second. And that was about it. Just thought it would be
Yeah.
an interesting.
I feel like this was a really
I always say that's it.
good place to have started with. It made the flow of things not feel chaotic. It gave each possibility of a hotel potential. Like
Feeling, but I always see something else.
This was great.
This is kind of what it looks like on the outside. Fairly rustic, and that bird scared me to death. You can see.
You can see, I'm probably about to say the thing, but you can see that they're all like on stilts because the river can probably flood.
Down here, how everything's up on the stilts are. The little deck we sit on is actually out literally over the water with us.
Am I just the same person that I've always been?
Kids and their dang music. All sounds like noise.
All right, I was taking pictures of all this stuff, and then I realized it's just not gonna come over well enough in the pictures. So we drove down here. Right there, that's Eric's bike, that's my bike. These are giant roosters that are larger than Eric. There's some glammed out roosters right here. This one's silver and that one's gold, and they're all like metal looking, and then there's like a rooster all along the edge right here. And then you walk around this corner.
Let me ask you a question. You looking for some cock?
There's just millions and millions of roosters. Oh, he's blinging too. Look at him. This is, I guess this is a lot because people are praying here and making offerings. And he's supposed to be the
cock heaven.
And just moments from the roosters.
I remember it being really, really hot that day.
Yes, I remember it being hot too.
Epic looking Watt. And bicycling.
Yeah, that looked good.
Hi guys. They were our buddies for a few seconds. Gosh, this bike seat is terrible.
So this is what a tourist boat kind of looks like in this little area, and it's a little overwhelming.
Did I call it a boat? I think I did. I meant bus.
Oh, man.
I was like, that's a dog.
Yeah, I was also like, why is this video of this dog happening?
Called it a boat.
Tourist boat, a bus. It may as well be a boat. That is some blingin' business. Look at all these.
Look at all the lights.
Yeah, I was getting to that. Look at all the mirrors on the front.
This is not abnormal, guys. At least for the time. I don't know if this stuff still exists in Thailand now, but this is kind of like, this is just kind of what these things look like. And when you go inside, there's these huge, really comfortable seats, and it's always frigidly cold inside.
And it's loud.
And it's loud. They blast music
They're going to be
through
doing
them.
Something really irritating all night long.
It could be such a nice experience. It's weird. Let's put it that way.
I definitely wish at that time that I had understood like sleeping meds and some way to plug my ears up that was better than.
I wonder if it's still like that. I wonder if it's still the same culture around that. It was wild.
And the lights. And the Michelin men.
Oh, the Michelin men, yeah.
There's two of them, one on each side. I mean, they're not messing around here.
Look at his eyes. It's just amazing looking. I was doing that on purpose. I put that rice out for him.
Mm-hmm.
Is rice okay for him? Shit. Maybe I shouldn't have given him rice.
Seems like it.
That was great.
It didn't work.
All right, that was the Ayutthaya video. Let's see what we've got in terms of photographs that we can share. I can't believe we didn't talk at all about certain... there's certain things that we just didn't even mention. It's just wild to me. Like the whole thing about not staying in the hotel room makes me wonder what else is lost to time. Wrong browser, wrong button. Okay, there we go. So I think I chose this picture just because it's sort of like a picture of what it looked like with you at the book trying to find places. And this is just like an action shot. It's like an actual moment in time. Do you know what I mean?
I'm biting my nails hardcore there. I can tell just by looking at my fingers. But this was like unprecedented levels of unknown, constant thinking, wondering, planning, and the go-to is to bite your nails, for me at least. And yeah, I can see that, and I became very well acquainted with those books.
It's me and some cows. I don't remember. So other things that we didn't talk about in the video were the packs of rabbits. Like there's dogs all over the city at nighttime, and like everybody warns you, don't go out at night because these dogs are dangerous. And I remember being out at night because we're idiots, and I remember seeing groups of dogs and being sketched out by it, and they were like aggressive looking. So the city has just got this weird dog problem. But also apparently there's this cattle like kind of just like chilling around. Aren't enough markers on those pages. Yeah, you hadn't started to put any sort of like...
I think you can't see the fine detail. At that time, I was using a multicolored pen, and the different colors and different symbols meant different things.
Nothing. But I do remember you writing all over the maps. This might be some Katie scribbling right there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really hard. I wonder if someday we'll have a picture of the insanity that is my system of informing myself of what is important.
So again, like there's just like tons of these temples around, and I just threw a couple of pictures in here so that it'd be a little clearer to see them. I know the video is a little like sometimes it's hard to see what you're even looking at.
They look crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
just a random power strip hanging off. I just find things like this. I'm just like, okay. I remember, and they'd light them up at night, and that's why we were out at night, because of the dogs. To be around the dogs was to see this. We didn't talk about this at all, but do you remember? Look at that. It's got this statue head, like in the tree. The tree is growing around it. It's like pretty popular. It's like a thing. I've looked this up recently, and it's like a lot more wrapped up, I believe. Like it looks different than how it looked here. And I think they've got a different type of structure around it or something like that. The whole thing looked different. Just some dude. You can see it.
Look at the grass.
Yeah. What?
It's epically green. Wow.
This was my Facebook profile picture or something at one point. And my Aunt Nancy, I remember her just saying that she was enjoying our pictures since she saw this, and she thought this was really funny for some reason. I don't remember why. But whenever I see this now, I think of her. Is that you?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that when I chose this.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing you'd do.
Well, I didn't notice a person was there.
It looks like a thing. It looked like the tongue.
Yeah. The lighting on that is really cool.
Yeah, we were on the bikes that day. I remember waiting for the sun to go down and having the bikes. That looks incredible.
Yeah, looks really cool.
And I kind of feel like I probably didn't appreciate it enough. I have an inkling in my mind that
you tend to not appreciate isn't the right word. You tend to appreciate things more on retrospect than you do in the moment. Just like generally speaking, and I can see that being a thing, but
I also have a lot more experiences that this is still drastically different from, and the fact that like that color of green and the lighting on these different types of stones that I never see ever. I don't know, just the colors and
we also were still in a phase where it was almost hard to appreciate some things, like because everything was so different. That it was just like, yeah, okay, this is cool, but so is everything I see. Like it was like overload to a certain degree. And I think that if we went and we traveled in the same places now, we'd be able to tune into things in a little bit different. Can you tell us how much time you spent in the country? We were in Thailand for 3 months.
And one of those months was in Bangkok.
Yeah, we spent an entire month in Bangkok and then 2 months traveling around. And then we came back to Thailand a couple times, but only briefly. Big, messy, big.
Yeah.
Seriously though, I'm not joking. This might be the nicest cock on the planet.
And I'm devastated that it didn't start the whole thing. We got to put this in the nice cock chat.
Oh, okay. I'll have to remember. I don't know what's happening here. I don't remember.
There's no context.
No, we have no context. This is just this is lost information.
Yep.
That's the last photo.
Oh, that's the last one. Well, that's a great note.
So, yeah, for us, the time that we did today was a lot better than the previous ones, like starting a little later. So we're definitely going to be starting a little later from now on. So hopefully that works for everybody. Again, it'll be the same time as we did today. So just like mark that down in your calendars. So it was 8 p.m. Japan time on Tuesdays. So the next one is in, I don't even know where we went next. Do you? Chiang Mai? No, we went someplace before that.
West is what we said.
Yeah, Chiang Mai would have been north. I don't know where the next video is at. Oh, no, that bridge over the River Kwai or whatever. I think it's that town. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Somebody figure it out.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that next week, and then we will continue on doing things.
Yeah, come if you can.
I don't know how do we end these. I was actually thinking about playing some Mario Kart. What are you doing? Are you going to study or something?
Oh, I haven't figured out what I'm doing.
What time is it? It is 9. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna play Mario Kart. It's early enough that I can be productive with other stuff. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have. Do you have anything else to say about this particular video?
I would snap my fingers and go back to that hotel immediately.
Even for that new price?
Yeah, even for that new price. I have a huge craving for it right now. I feel like I could do so much more. Even more than what I did before, because I know before, like, I kind of had a smaller bubble. My bubble isn't as scared, and I see so much more potential and appreciation, and I kind of want to just eat food on that deck for like a week and not care about it.
So would you say a trip back to Thailand would be worthwhile, or would you rather go someplace you've never been before? The world is a big place.
It's got more weight now.
Just because of rewatching the videos, you mean? I wonder if you're going to feel that way about all of the places.
Well, I definitely thought, like, maybe after each place we could say, would you snap back there right now? And then you could also do the versus a new place.
I don't particularly have a strong drive to go back to Ayutthaya itself, but definitely Thailand in general, I think would be pretty dope. In those different areas of Thailand that I we'll get to this eventually, but like the Mae Hong Son area.
Oh yeah.
That was really, really, to me, and that was like top notch.
Yeah, in my mind, that is very clearly like Eric, good place.
Yeah, that was really nice. Anyway.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. We will see you next week, or hopefully. So I've been sick since last week. I'm finally, I think, getting a little better, but still kind of sick. So that's why I haven't been out streaming, like outside, which is what I would like to be doing.
You were not feeling well during the
by the
cool
nice
time.
By the nice temperatures and stuff. But I was thinking about going out and doing streams like in the evenings, like after dinner, which would be good for the people that are watching now. It'd be good for that time period, or even getting up out and going out early in the mornings. But I've just been sick, so that's just why that hasn't been happening. So that's all I have to say about all of that. And if you are into watching me fuddle around with music, I've been starting to stream from my office, but I'm not doing that on this channel because it's like I'm recording music. So it's like I listen to the same song like for an hour over and over and over. And I think that might drive away people who are coming to our normal channel. So if you just like find me on Twitter, or I'll try to post a link to it on our Katie and Eric Twitter too, my other Twitch channel, which only has a few people. If you want to come hang out and watch me make music, then that's the place to do that. But it's not so like I got the chat up and I'm into like hanging out or whatever, but I am not like super engaged. Like I'm working on something and you can just like watch me work on stuff, and of course like the chat is there like I said, but it's not like these types of things, or when I go out and live stream outside where it's like we're all hanging out together and like it's like a thing that's really tight, like as far as like the communication goes. This is more of a I'm working on a project and feel free to watch. So anyway, that's on my personal Twitch. Yeah. Okay, I'm done with the selling stuffs. It might also be DMCA. Not music I'm writing. So I'm good on that. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Okay, guys, I gotta find the button and then push it. Okay, see y'all later. Bye.
See you next week.